All right. We got about 3 minutes here before we start. What's going on, everybody? It's the football plug. Gonna do some live drafting tonight. It is 4th of July weekend. Hope everybody's having a great time. If you hear some fireworks outside, that's beyond my capabilities to stop. But hopefully we get a good team here. Everybody's having a great time. Just gonna send out some links here. Get ready for this draft. How many people got 40, 50 teams already like me? Where's all my degenerates at? I know you're out there. Two-minute warning, right? What do we got? Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes we live. I'm picking out the 10th spot. Last time I was picking out the 9 spot. This is my second one of the year. I won 5 teams from last year for winning my league. In this league, when you win, you get a choice of I think it's $1,500 cash, $2,000 team that you can draft in Vegas, or 5 $350 teams. Excuse me. I was torn between taking the $2,000 team or having 5 shots at being able to do it again. I took the 5 shots for this year. This is the FFPC. They have a ton of tournaments, best ball tournaments. This is a set your lineup. It's not a best ball. Again, picking out of the 10 spot. All right, here it is, 30-second countdown. Again, I'm picking out of the 10th hole. For anybody that's in the chat here, if you can't hear me or there's issues, just let me know. I was going to play some music, but there's the horn. But I was afraid YouTube would yap my video for copyright infraction, so... Pick one. Jefferson off the board. That makes sense. That dude's going to put up a tremendous amount of numbers. Chase, gone. Oh, also, for people that don't know, in this league, you get 1.5 points per reception for a tight end. So that makes a big difference. Tight ends are highly regarded and go a lot earlier than you would normally see them go in a normal draft. Pick 10. Look at that. McCaffrey gone. Travis Kelce gone. Cooper Kupp. That's a risky play. In my opinion, Tyreek Hill is probably the number one this year. I mean, Jefferson or Tyreek Hill. Cooper Kupp has to have a lot of things to go right to have a year that he did 2 years ago. I mean, could it happen? Absolutely. But I would be more inclined to take a safer pick like like a Tyreek Hill. Yeah, full PPR, Irvin. But tight ends get 1.5 per reception.
You are up next.
I'm on deck here. Now, when I drafted a month ago, Bijan went third overall. And now that Eckler's gone and Tyreek's gone, those are usually my two first picks if I'm picking in the back half of the round. So I'm going to be real hard pressed to take. Okay, so I'm up. Diggs went. I'm really inclined to take CeeDee Lamb here. This is 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 2 flexes. But I also do love Saquon Barkley. Now, I don't know if he will make it back to me. But I think I'd rather have the upside of a CeeDee Lamb over there. And maybe follow it up with a Devontae Adams. Or Saquon. I preferably like Saquon, but Bijan Robinson just scares the balls off me, man. You know, that guy could have a 350-point year, or he could, you know, be on a terrible Atlanta team that doesn't really underperform. But if you've seen any of my other videos, I'm pretty higher on Atlanta than most people. I think Ritter's a decent quarterback, and Drake London's going to have a big target share. Look at that, Devontae gone. That was a good pick. Yeah, Devontae puts up huge numbers no matter where he is. I mean, you got Jimmy G over there that could hamper him somewhat, but I mean, Devontae's always going to get his. Now, this league, from my experience, you know, most people are above average drafters, so you won't see the next player on the, you know, the ADP getting picked most of the time. But, you know, not everybody has the same skill set in every draft, obviously. No, I agree, Irvin. You're right. I think I like the passing game more over there in Atlanta. I think Drake London and Kyle Pitts probably get a lot more work this year as long as Ritter plays, you know, semi-decent. And, I mean, Bijan should be involved. I mean, I definitely think he's a great player and will put up numbers, but to be drafted as, like, the number one overall over guys like Saquon and, you know, Taylor, Eckler. I mean, Eckler's guaranteed for 300 points, man. Like, you know, the guy's a touchdown machine. He touches the ball. They got Kellen Moore over there now, so I expect him to throw more. Yeah, I think the Falcons will be better, but they should be behind a lot more. Jonathan Taylor went. So this guy on the turn picked up Bijan and Jonathan Taylor. Like, that's not too terrible. And Amon-Ra's gone, and Saquon is sitting there for me. Decisions. Now, we could go Garrett Wilson, and a lot of people are high on him, but I'm not too sold on the Jets being a high-flying offense and, you know, Aaron not passing the ball around more than anything. I want Calvin Ridley here, but it's a little too early, and I'm going to try and play greedy, and I'm going to hope he comes back to me. So we're going to go with Saquon. You know, Saquon and CeeDee Lamb as our first 2 picks. I don't think that's too terrible. And I hope in about, what do we got here, 11, yeah, like 16 picks or so, I can snag Calvin Ridley, but that's probably a long shot. He's been flying up the boards. Yeah, Eckler. It's so funny because Eckler's so good, and they kind of just, like, you know, they kind of just downplay him. You guys done nothing but ball out the last couple of years on a great team. You know, Herbert's going to score a bunch. Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's being criminally underdrafted too. I don't know if you guys seen Hassan got arrested. He was supposed to be like the third string to compete with Tajee Spears and Derrick Henry, and he got arrested for domestic dispute. He probably will get cut from that team now. Yeah, yeah, Irvin, they're watching. I thought about that when I when I did this live draft. I said, man, maybe I shouldn't be so public and give my opinions, but I don't think I'm that popular yet. Even though I'd love to think, all these guys are watching my stream, waiting to see what I pick. I'm not there yet. Maybe in a few more shows or after I win again and people see it, but I think the few people that watch me live at least aren't in this draft, unfortunately, or actually fortunately. Now another guy though, so we talk about Bijan Robinson. Jahmyr Gibbs is in a great position. They got David Montgomery over there, but they got rid of Swift for a reason, and Swift was the PPR guy. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be that PPR guy for sure. Now David Montgomery's probably going to score, vulture some rushing touchdowns near the end zone. But Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely more of the explosive, heavy playmaker back, in my opinion. See, Mark Andrew goes 210. And I see that a lot too in this league. The guys that pick up Kelsey, a lot of them try and catch Mahomes on the comeback. And it's not terrible. You definitely, them guys are, top notch for sure. I struggle. So what made me win my league last year is I was able to get Jalen Hurts in like the 7th round or 8th round. Like that's the real value. I mean, obviously you can get an Allen or Hurts or Mahomes this year in the 2nd or 3rd. I just feel like there's, it's better upside to try and pull that diamond in the rough in the mid rounds. And I got some guys that are going in the 6th, 7th, 8th round again that I think are going to be dynamite. Oh, let my boy be there. Yeah, Ramondre, I mean, the guy balled out last year, man. And the only really scary part about Ramondre over there is Bill Belichick failing to ever just go with a bell cow running back. But honestly, outside of Ramondre, I mean, what do they got going for him, man? You got Juju now and maybe DeAndre Hopkins, but I only think that makes the running back better over there. Hawkinson gone. A good fact about Hawkinson is after he was traded to Minnesota. Oh, there he went. I knew it. Maybe he is in here. Irvin. Calvin Ridley. He's no secret no more. So I've been drafting since the early May, and you could get Calvin in the back end of, the 3rd or so, but not anymore. Who was that? The absolute truth?
You are up next.
Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, Calvin Ridley. That's a good start in 3, in my opinion. That guy's team. So I'm on deck here. Andrews also should be projected to tick lower. Yeah, but the hype is real on tight ends in this league. I think if you're not getting Kelsey, I just think the rest of the second tier is really lackluster. They're all kind of the same player. Keenan Allen gone. I do like Drake London. I'm gonna go Drake London with my second pick here, if it allows me. We're gonna go some high upside here. I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I mean Aaron Jones is right there, but let's go with Jahmyr Gibbs. We're gonna go crazy high upside. Live or die by the rookie. But Detroit's a pretty up and coming team, man. They score a lot of points. They should be behind a lot, so that the passing or the scoring opportunities will definitely be there. Mari Cooper should have a good year, but they acquired some wide receivers too. You got Elijah Moore over there. They drafted Tillman. You got Donovan Peoples playing on the last year of his contract, trying to get paid. I expect Njoku to be more involved. And Deshaun, I mean, it depends on Deshaun, man. Like, he needs to come out and ball out this year. But the Browns are like one of those teams for me that they really just have to do something different, you know? Like, me being a Dallas fan, I know exactly what Dallas is going to do every year. They're going to play great, and then they're going to give you your heartbreaker in the playoffs because that's just the type of team we are. Like, the Browns, they just seem to can't get out of their own way over and over, man. Like, and Deshaun was paid all that money to go over there and, do something different, hopefully, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, Aaron Jones going. That was a good pick there. I wouldn't be against Aaron Jones. I almost took him instead of Jamar Gibbs. That was Shark Trolls. Wow, that guy went 3 running backs. That's pretty stocky, man. You know, you take Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, and Aaron Jones. Your running backs are set up. You are definitely in the right position to never have to worry about your running backs. Yeah, I can see how many viewers. I don't think there's that many viewers right now, Irvin.
Now
I'm on deck
you are on
again.
The clock.
DK Metcalf going. That was a good pick. We're gonna go Drake London here. I'm almost inclined to take Kyle Pitts because he could definitely have a phenomenal year. But I want upside at the wide receiver. I'm gonna take the Drake London dude. Jerry Jeudy should have a better year, with Russ and the new coach over there, Peyton. But we'll see. So right now the team is Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London. Solid 4 in my opinion. Drake London had like a 26% target share last year, and that was with what's his name? They cut him anyways. The old Tennessee quarterback, and he couldn't even throw a ball. That guy couldn't even throw a ball. Well, Shark Trolls went a 4th running back. Now I get it about having depth, man, but 4 running backs. I mean, you can flex both of them. 2 running backs, and then both your flexes could be running backs also. But I guess we'll see how the draft plays out for him. Deebo Samuels just went. I think Brandon Ayuk's the stud over there. I've said that from the get-go. I think Brandon Ayuk is the actual wide receiver. Yeah, it's going back and forth, Irvin. I seen 1, and I seen 3, and then. But yeah. Yeah, it's FPPFC. No, it's FFPC. That's what I play all my big leagues on. I do a lot on Underdog because I like the best balls, and you can just kind of get a little bit of that itch out of the way during the summer. But any of the real big leagues I like to do at FFPC. They got the best ball tournaments. They got these tournaments. They got the big boy tournaments. If you win one of these leagues, you get one of the options is to get a $2,000 team where you go to Vegas and draft your team live like the actual NFL draft. They have like a commissioner who you hand your picks into every round, and they call it just like the regular NFL draft. Yeah, FFPC Irvin. Now DeAndre Hopkins still up there. That's very interesting because him being a 31-year-old wide receiver now and wanting to get all this money, I don't know how great that guy's actually going to do. He's a really scary pick to me because he could ball out and prove everybody wrong, but man, oh man, I don't know if I'd want to burn a fourth round pick on him. You said you had the same chair, Irvin? You got the Secret Labs chair? Got this for Christmas like 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't think Pitts is going to make it back to me. But honestly, oh yeah, see, look, there's DeAndre Hopkins gone. What's that guy's team look like? McCaffrey, Pollard, Hopkins as his first, huh? Interesting. But yeah, I mean, with Kyle Pitts there, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are scared off by him. I'm even more interested in Darren Waller. He can have a seriously good year. You know, there's no real wide receiver core over in New York yet. And they're going to want Danny Dimes to throw more, I would assume. Unless the ball's just going to let him run more over there. Scary Terry still there. That's a good pick. But I mean, look at this is my point on why I like to wait on quarterbacks. So everybody, the three quarterbacks already gone, went in the, well, Allen went in the fourth round, but you had Pat going to second, Hurts going to third, and Allen going to fourth. But you still got Lamar. You still got Fields, who I think is not a great quarterback, but if you rush for 1,000 yards, I mean, you'll absolutely be able to score some fantasy points. But then you got Burrow, and then you got Herbert, and then you got T-Law, and then you got Deshaun Watson still. Like, there's so much value. Look at Brandon Ayuk, round 5. Telling you, man, he used to be kind of a sleeper. Now he's not so much of a sleeper. I'm surprised Deebo Samuel still goes above Brandon Ayuk. I think Ayuk is the number one wide receiver over there, and Samuels is more of the gadget guy. You know, and then with Purdy being over there, you know, I think they might want to try and run it a lot more. So now if it's a run-first team, which it's kind of always been, how much room is there for two wide receivers and Kittle? Yeah, I love the chair, Irvin. I think it's really nice. Yeah, mine's not fabric. I got the leather one. Um, I like it. You know, I've definitely played a ton of hours of, you know, computer games and drafting and editing in this chair. Comes with the head brace and then the back support. I definitely like it. But yeah, so with me being up in 4 picks here, I'd really like one of these tight ends, Pitts or Waller. I mean, I guess Kittle if somebody else was taken, but I also kind of want to snag Herbert and or Devontae Johnson here, or Deontay Johnson. That guy, he had a criminally underperforming year last year, man. They just couldn't get him the ball in the end zone. He had like 117 targets or something like that, but he just couldn't get the touchdowns.
You are up next.
No, Irvin, I agree, man. That QB situation could be a nightmare. Rashad White is primed for possibly a breakout
Now
year.
you are on the clock.
they're going to be potentially really bad over there. So, yeah, I mean, how do you not go Pitts here? It's just about upside for me, right? I'm not really trying to play for second. I'm trying to play for first. A lot of people say that, but you need people that are going to blow the doors off where they're being drafted. And Kyle Pitts, now I already have Drake London, so that kind of worries me a little bit. Maybe I do pivot here and go with Waller. I mean, I could stack the Falcons.
15 seconds left.
15 seconds left. Yikes. Alright, swing for the fences with Pitts. Yeah, Ingram late is good. Yeah, no, Ingram. But, dude, honestly, I think Calvin Ridley is going to eat up. So, I said this in a recent video. I think Calvin Ridley is a top 5 wide receiver this year. Deontay Johnson gone, of course. That's a really good pick, man. That's who I should have snagged. I should have took the wide receiver first and then took the leftover tight end. Because Pitts is definitely a very risky. He's high risk, high reward. But even if I took Waller, I would have had Barkley and Waller on the same team. So really, anyway, I looked at it there. I was taking something from 2 teams, or 2 players from 1 team. Yeah, I expect, and not only has Jacksonville got a really good offense, they play in a terrible division, man. They're gonna dominate that division over there. Wow, look, see, this is what I love looking at, just the variety of how people draft. You got one guy taking 3-4 running backs in the first 4 rounds, and this guy just said, you know what? I'll take every great wide receiver. This dude snagged Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra, Amari Cooper, DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson. Wow. That's a lot of firepower. Now, he's going to have to pick up some dart throws with running back, but I'll tell you, you got 3 or 4 guaranteed starts here every week.
You are up next.
But everybody looks great in the off season. Everybody's team looks real good. It takes a few injuries or a couple people not playing well, and the rest is history.
Now you are on the clock.
Now here's where I kind of want to go Herbert here. I did want to wait for Deshaun Watson. And he may make it back to me, but he may not. I don't want to miss out on these next 3 quarterbacks. But I also would like to take a Michael Pittman here, too. Just to round out my wide receivers. Yeah, because if I don't take Herbert here, it's down to T-Law and Deshaun Watson. And T-Law could be the man, but we're gonna play. We're gonna go safe with the quarterback here. I'm gonna take Herbie. Alexander Madison, I mean, that's a tough projection for me. I think. Yeah, sure, he's got potential, but we don't even know if they're going to sign somebody else. We just assume because Dalvin got cut, this guy's the next man up, but that may not be the case. And Minnesota is going to pass the ball a lot. Look at Dalvin Cook just went before Madison. Isn't that hilarious? The guy's not even on a team. Right, so the underdog has got 3 wide receiver spots, so that's why you see a lot of wide receivers go first, Irvin. But here at FFPC, it's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 flex. Well, the dart throw, you definitely want. I'm more of a hero running back type drafter, I would guess. I want to go with one guaranteed stud with running back. I want to go, you know, someone that I can count on every week to play. And then that's when I say take a dart throw. Take a Rashad White, take a Pacheco, take a Jameer Gibbs. Somewhere where you're getting, sixth, seventh, eighth round capital for a third, fourth round value. Because after that, now you're taking, like you said, it's thins out. After those guys I mentioned, you're looking at a broken Javonte Williams. You got James Cook, who could potentially ball out, but they really don't like to run the ball over there in Buffalo. You got Allen. You still got the dude from the Colts over there that they criminally underused last year, Hines. Samaje, people are talking about him in Denver, but I'm not too sure they don't pick somebody up in Denver either. You got Jamal Williams down in the Saints. How long's Kamara going to get suspended for, right? Because, even right now, what's it, round 7? So if you take Kamara in round 7 or 8 and he only misses 6 weeks, that's not too terrible. But if he misses 12 games or the whole year, now you just got burned. Yeah, so I seen a winning team in one of the years I played here. The first 2 picks he had was Kelsey and Andrews. And it was the year Andrews went bananas. So he played 2 tight ends every week and pretty much dominated. Yeah, five wideouts. But, you can start 4 of them potentially, So, if the guy lands, an okay running back and doesn't have to do much with his running backs, you'll be fine. But, potato. A lot of guys have different, strategies. And this is why I wanted to show it. Because, a lot of people don't get to see the variety and the amount of different drafting types and the way the draft board can just fade or flex, or you see a run on quarterbacks or you see a run on wide receivers, and you don't want to be the guy that gets the 7th best quarterback at the 3rd best quarterback price. You want to either start the run or end the run. You don't want to be in the middle of that run. Dude, Olave goes round 3. Where did he go? Round 2. So he went round 2, pick 12. Basically at the back end of round 2, going on the 3rd round round turn. He should be good. But you gotta remember, so you got Derek Carr over there. You also have Rashid. And you got Michael Thomas that's potentially coming back ready to, be fired up and start playing well again. There's my boy Pacheco going. James Conner, he's the most unsexiest pick too. Excuse me. But Arizona really likes to run in the red zone, and he's basically your just blue collar lunch pail type of guy. He shows up and just does what he has to do, and you can almost guarantee he's gonna miss a few games every year. But in the 6th round, at the end of the 6th round, 7th round draft, that's definitely not a bad pick there. He picked up Ayuk, Olave, Justin Jefferson, Najee, and Connors is his 3rd. Now that's one thing I don't like either. Now they got these real late bye weeks, a week 14 bye. I believe you're losing him for your first week of the playoffs. Pittman goes round 7, that's it's just good value there. Marquise Brown, as of now, is the number 1 going into this year. You got Greg Dortch over there and Rondé Moore. But, as of now, it's AJ Brown, or not AJ Brown, Marquise Brown, old Hollywood. And if I didn't take Herbert, I just took Herbert in the last round. It looks like Lawrence and Watson would have slid back to me. So if we go back and look, if I didn't take Justin Herbert, I probably would have took Mike Evans, maybe Treylon Burks, Rashad White, Pittman. I did like Pittman, which would have gave me a little bit more value, or depth, I mean. Because now we're coming into pick 10 in round 7. Not a big fan of rookie wideouts. There's only been a real select few of guys that return their value. So like Quentin Johnson, I think would probably have... I like Quentin Johnson over Jordan Addison. I mean, Addison is slated to slide right into the second wide receiver role over there. But they still got KJ Osborne. They got Hawkinson. They're going to have a decent run game. They do pass a lot over there. But I think that's a good reason for Jefferson to be argued the number 1. Just on sheer volume and how good he is. But yeah, JSN, Jordan Addison, I would take Quentin Johnson over all of them. And now that I got Herbie, I may just do that. I got 2 running backs.
You are up next.
I'm up next. I may take a Brian Robinson here also. Jamal Williams. Maybe even take the dart throw
Now
with Kamara,
you are on
man.
the clock.
Evan Ingram just went. Tyler Lockett's still there. Did someone take Brian Robinson? No. 30 seconds left. Oh boy. I would take Brandon Cooks, but I already got CD. I don't really want to double stack Cowboys wide receivers.
15 seconds left.
Let's take a dart throw, man. Give me Kamara. I know they got Jamal Williams over there, but if Kamara can only skate with a 6-game suspension, I think that pays off in the 7th round. Back of the 7th round. Michael Thomas. I could pick up Brian Robinson right now also. Try and round out those running backs, because after this, man, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel on running backs. I do like Chase Brown late. If they don't pick up Mixon's tag, Chase Brown's going to have zero competition unless they sign somebody off the streets. Yeah, I'm going to go Brian Robinson here. Yeah, Allen, yeah, you're right about Quentin Johnson. That could be true. Allen and Williams do get hurt frequently. Yeah, you know what? I think you swayed my mind there. Let me. I just really don't like rookie wideouts, man. It's usually the second year wideout that really breaks through and starts to have a turning point for their team.
You are up next. Now you are on the clock.
I do like Njoku too. We're gonna go Quentin. We'll go high risk, high reward. That gives us Quentin and Jameer Gibbs, which honestly is way more rookies than I usually take this early. But, you know, you can't have the same team every time you draft. Yeah, I mean that's the game we play, you know, right? Or is somebody gonna be there when they come back? You know, if we knew, you know, if we knew everything so like that, you know, it would be a lot easier, right? And that's another reason why I like FFPC, because when you do, I believe it's everything over $100 room, there's a commissioner in every room that you draft. So they give you a number to call just in case your service bumps out or the room's not responding or something. He'll stop the draft. And, you know, if you get picked something you didn't want to get picked, you know, something above your control. But like if you misclicked or not paid attention or something, yeah, that's yours. But they're here to help, which I like that. Yeah, I mean I could have took Robinson first there. We'll see. You know, got a lot of picks, so I mean he probably won't be there on the comeback. If he's not there, I could go with broke down Rashad Penny, because after that it gets pretty tough to watch. You could go one of the aging veterans that don't have a team yet. I even like Zamir White, which a lot of people could say I'm crazy because I believe he only had like 12 carries last year or something real low. But or Josh Jacobs is another one of those guys. They don't want to pay him, right? They don't want to pay him, and he wants to get paid. So if he doesn't want to play on a tag, or if they can't work out a deal, Zamir White could be walking into the number one job all by his lonesome. And that's the decisions that will make or break a league for you. You know, I like Jacoby Myers. I like Odell Beckham. You know, you're not going to pay a guy $18 million, which the Ravens don't pay anybody that type of money. But you're not going to pay a guy that type of money and then not try to use him. Now, whether or not he still has it, yeah, that remains to be seen. But they're going to give him the opportunity. And really, who's his prime competition over there? Rashad Bateman? You know, Mark Andrews is probably the more threat to him than Rashad Bateman. And they got Rashad Bateman in front of Odell. Ah, of course. Yeah, so you were right, Irvin. They We should have known he was gonna go. We should have known. But I picked Kamara first. If I didn't take the gamble on Kamara, I definitely would have took Brian Robinson first and tried to roll the dice with Quentin Johnson. So we're up in what, 7 picks here. Looking at maybe another tight end just in case Pitts doesn't really pan out the way we want him to. You know, I do like Cole Kmet. I think Cole Kmet should get a lot of work. Jake Ferguson too. I don't know why we think that Schoonmaker's gonna come into Dallas and be the number one. Jake Ferguson. I read something that Kelsey said. Travis Kelsey said there was 3 tight ends that were up and coming that he thought were going to be the next something in the league, and it was Dan Bellinger from the Giants, Jake Ferguson, and I forget the third guy that he said, but it was 3 young tight ends, and Ferguson was named one of them as up and coming tight ends. Four picks away. Dalton Schultz. I mean, and then, you know, you got Trout over there. Or not Trout. Whatever the guy's name. Yeah, I think it's Trout over there. And, you know, Dalton Schultz should get force-fed the ball. You know, he should definitely be a solid weekly pick. JSN goes, Dalton Kincaid. Dude, the rookie tight ends crack me up, man. Everybody wants to get the next Kelsey. Dude, rookie tight ends really struggle to figure out how, you know, the movement speed of the NFL game, the blocking schemes, what they're asked to do, what they have to do. It's a very hard learning curve as a rookie
You
tight
are
end.
up next. Now you are on the clock.
We'll go Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz, and then probably an Odell Beckham, Jacoby Myers, something like that. Let's not forget about Algier either. That guy had 1,000 yards rushing last year. Yeah, he got Bijan, but God forbid if Bijan ever goes down or doesn't play what he up to his capabilities. You know, Tyler Algier is definitely a capable number 3, you know, running back on your squad. Here's Rondale Moore I was telling you about. The second over in Arizona, but Kyler Murray won't even be back. He ain't gonna be back for at least the first 5 weeks of the season. I believe the Texas quarterback's the backup over there, Colt McCoy, which, you know, he's no slouch, but he's not gonna be the guy that's gonna sling it across the field all day. You know, Romeo Dubs. You know, how
You are up
Christian
next.
Watson should be the man over there. But they got to throw it to somebody else. They're not going to throw it to their tight ends. Sky Moore, does he start to pick up, you know, the pieces?
Now you are on the clock.
I think I'm going to go Sutton here. I do like Odell. He could have a blast season. I'm gonna go with Sean. Sean Payton, we trust. Russ gets right. Let it ride, Russ. He gets back on the page. You know, Samaje Perine probably ain't gonna be the dude that just carries the weight, so they're probably gonna have to pass it a lot more. They got Greg Dulcich over there too, the rookie tight end from last year. He could be a breakout tight end guy. But if you're just tuning in, this is the FFPC draft. Fantasy Pros, $350 a team. First place pays $1,500 cash. A $2,000 credit to one team, or 5 credits to 5 of these $350 teams. My team as of now, we got Justin Herbert, Saquon, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kamara, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Quentin Johnson, Sutton, Pitts, and Dalton Schultz. I guess if I had to take one pick back, I would probably take back maybe the Jahmyr Gibbs. Who was left there when I took Jahmyr Gibbs? Yeah, I could have took Aaron Jones, right? Probably the safer pick. Yeah, I mean that probably would look better. But who knows, right? Maybe this guy goes banana sandwich. You know, or maybe even the Quentin Johnson. I probably should have. All right, so yeah, if I had to play it back and didn't take Gibbs and took Aaron Jones, I'd be happy with the Quentin Johnson pick. But the way it played out, I could have not picked Quentin Johnson and went with Brian Robinson. I mean, dude, the guy got shot in his leg twice and still played, came back, ran for, I believe, like 800 yards in like, I don't know, I think it was like 8 games or 9 games. Remember, 1.5 points per reception on tight ends in this league. It is a tight end premium league. So you definitely don't want to be caught with, you know, that's the argument I hear when I talk to people that play in this league is how much weight do you put into that extra half a point? You know, and if your tight end's not great to begin with, then no, that half a point's not going to matter much. But if you're reaching for one of those top 5 guys or a guy that you think's going to be in the top 5, yeah, that half a point matters. You know, on a tight end that catches 50 to 60, 70 balls, yeah, that half a point matters week to week. If you are bouncing around in the chat, man, you're coming and going, please just leave a like, man. Toss a share for me. Like, you know, it definitely helps a small channel out like this. I'm really trying to grow, trying to make content every day, but I do work 50 hours a week on top of having 2 kids and just a regular football guy loves to share his journey through fantasy football and gambling and football, stuff like that, man. So just, if you are stopping in saying hi, just toss a like, man, maybe a share. I greatly appreciate it. This draft is going pretty fast, though. It started at 8:30. It's only been an hour right now. We're a little bit more than halfway through. I think we're 18 rounds in this league. Oh no, we're 20 picks in this one. So we're a little bit more than halfway there. Looking at Jacoby Myers, I got my sights here. Nico Collins, Tajee Spears, just in case Derrick Henry gets banged up. Tajee should go. I like Tank Bigsby too. I'm actually really big on Tank. Etienne had a very solid year last year, and he's being drafted, rightfully so, very high. But they spent, I think, a third round pick on Tank, and they aren't gonna just not play him. And he's tearing up the OTAs. He was very highly regarded. Now there goes Jacoby Myers. That makes sense. Odell, all the guys that I had in mind, but that's what happens. So you just got to be ready. You could go with the rookie. How many rookies, how many rookie wide receivers and running backs are Casey going to get till they find a good one, right? CEH, trash. Sky Moore, still yet to be seen. Could Rashee Rice just be another casualty of, playing with Pat Mahomes where they think he's going to be amazing?
You are up next.
Do you take Juju? Juju over there with
Now
old Mac
you are
Jones.
on the clock.
Potentially Hopkins going there. We're going to go Allen. Rodgers brought Lazard and and the other old dude that he played with in Green Bay over to the Jets. Strange. Very interesting that you demand for players to get picked up. What does that mean for fantasy purposes? Does that mean that he's gonna try to involve them more than he should? It was Randall Cobb, yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, do they push for Alan Lazard to have a bigger role? Garrett Wilson showed off pretty well last year, but with Breece Hall getting back healthy, do we think the Jets are going to score 30 points a game? Do we think they're going to average 20 to 30 points a game? Like that's a lot to ask for. I don't know if they can do that. And I mean, if they are going to do it, they're going to have to. Some games when you play Buffalo and Miami twice a year, you're not going to be able to not score points. You're not going to hold those teams to 10, 13 points every time you see them. So they're definitely going to have to score something. I just don't know how much it's going to be through the air. I mean, and Aaron Rodgers, is he still the Aaron Rodgers that we portray him as? Is he going to have 4,000 yards? Is he going to have 5,000 yards? Or is he going to have, 3,500 yards?
You are up next.
On deck here.
Now you are on the clock.
Might go Dubs. Tajee Spears wouldn't be terrible. He's a decent handcuff, but you're basically drafting him and hoping for an injury. If Henry doesn't get injured, he's not playing at all. Fournette and Zeke, I mean, you could take a dart throw with them guys. We'll go with Dubs, man. Maybe Jordan Love actually slings that ball around. Watson can't catch it all. Ugh. Still 7 picks left. Got to get a kicker, a defense. I'll try and snag like Tucker early. Let's see. Yeah, Tucker. I mean, even Butker's pretty good. But I won't, some people draft them 3, 4 rounds before the end. I don't know if I can do that. Same thing with the defense. It's so tough to predict a great defense coming up. Yeah, man. Thanks, Irvin. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Appreciate it. Give me toss me smash that like button on the way out for me if you haven't already. Geno Smith, man, criminally underrated. Broke the Seahawks passing record last year, more than um, Wilson ever did, and the whole fantasy as a whole just says, yeah, we still don't trust you. We still don't think you're any good. And all they did was give him more weapons. They drafted Charbonnet, and JSN. You still got DK. You got Lockett over there. I mean, there's really no reason why he shouldn't perform like he did last year. At least from my perspective. I mean, to have him, I'm sure he's his backup. Who is that? The Truth. Wow, he went Richardson and Geno Smith. That's love the interestingness of teams. Cole Kmet, that's a sneaky good pick. Yeah, Derrick Henry, ETN, Damian Pierce, solid. Love those wide receivers. Love Hill and Ridley. That could be 2 top 5 wideouts with your first and third pick. I have a lot of confidence in Calvin Ridley this year. I hate how he's flying up the draft boards now. About a month ago, you could have got him in the 4th round, maybe a little bit later, but now you're paying top dollar for that guy. And rightfully so. I think he's going to be worth it. Christian Kirk got paid all that money, yeah, but I just don't see Christian Kirk as like a true alpha. Calvin Ridley is going to demand all the attention, which should help Christian Kirk also. But and they got Zay Jones, which didn't have a bad year last year. Now, was that because there was no other chance or choice to throw to? Maybe. And maybe that changes, now. But I think Calvin's going to show off, man. Up again in 6 picks, 7 picks. Got a bunch of wide receivers. I'm really banking on the Saquon and Gibbs combo with a hopes of Kamara coming back at least sometime and not being suspended for the entire year. We can fish for what's left out there. Deontay Foreman potentially could be a decent pick, but they do have what's the rookie over there? He probably already got drafted. I can't think of his name now, but they did draft a rookie. Look at Chase Brown went too. I got a lot of faith in Chase Brown too, man. If Joe Mixon doesn't play, Chase Brown is the number 1 immediately. Got Zeke out there. But really, other than that, man, you are really just wishing on a prayer. The good story of Deuce Vaughn. I don't think so. I think Zeke gets picked back up by Dallas. That's just me though. Zamir White, I'd take a dart throw on him. Oh, not Pierre Strong.
You are up next.
Zeke gone, yeah, I mean, you're really coming down for the come down.
Now you are on the clock.
We are on the clock. Jets D, Dallas D. We're
15 seconds
We're gonna go
left.
Dallas defense. A little early for my blood, but why not, right? Up in 2 picks here. Sorry, just got called away here. This thing never stops. Yeah, 2 picks away. We went with Dallas's defense. It would be crazy to follow it up with a kicker, but we're gonna go with like a Zamir White, I believe. Just to have some late round picks, just some dart throws. You really got to take those shots, man, because if you don't, you can't hope on all your studs just to be studs all the time. You need those diamonds in the rough that just pop up and go nuts.
You are up next. Now you are on the clock.
So yeah, we're up. I mean, Alex Pierce wouldn't be terrible either. Did someone take Zamir White? No. Yeah, we're gonna go with Zamir White. I do need a backup quarterback, but honestly, the way I draft, if Herbert does go down, I don't see a backup quarterback really saving your team. You're really putting a lot of faith into your number one for that to happen. But it's not terrible to have, a little bit of flexibility, but, Goff, Pickett, Love, Purdy, Stafford, like, do you really think these guys are going to start over Herbert? And honestly, in this position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Ritter since I already have a bit of stock into the Atlanta team. Might as well try to take a piece of all of it. And you can get Ritter for basically free late. 6 more picks here. And now you're just scraping the bottom at this point. You're taking, potentially a backup defense. I won't take 2 kickers. I will maybe take 2 defenses just to kind of play the bye weeks. But you're really just dragging the bottom here. Like Kareem Hunt sounds good, and we all remember Kareem Hunt in KC, but what we should really think about is the Kareem Hunt of the last 3 to 4 years, which struggled in Cleveland to even get anything going. KJ Osborne I do like. We could take him. People forget KJ Osborne had a pretty decent year last year, relatively speaking to where he is. And I'm not too sold on Jordan Addison just coming in day one and being the premier second target 100% of the games. Osborne could definitely fit that role to being a number 2, at least for the beginning of the year. From what I think. Yeah, what'd Tucker end with? Carlson with 10 plus 50 yarders last year. But the Raiders weren't really scoring that much. But he had 10 boots, man. Tyler Bass scores a bunch of PATs, but who's kicking 50-yard plus field goals out in Buffalo in the middle of the winter, Jake Elliott had 50 extra points. That's wild. But they score so much that they don't really do field goals. How crazy is that? And Justin Tucker is really the premier, kicker. But honestly, any one of these guys could be the next Justin Tucker from year to year. Yeah, Tucker just went anyways. It's a thing. I mean, for me, I do like the idea of being on a great scoring team, but you also kind of want to put in perspective on, are they kicking in a dome? Are they kicking outside? Does the weather suck all year? That's a real important thing. I think
you are on the
I do
clock.
think seeing this here, Daniel Carlson probably will have another good year because Jimmy G might not light it up, obviously, but they'll get him close. Atlanta plays in a dome, but they just don't score. Seattle put up a pretty decent amount. We're gonna wait another round on kickers. I believe 15, 16. Yeah, we'll take a kicker in like the 17th round. Who we got left? We got 4. We got a bunch of wideouts, 4 running backs. We're gonna go KJ Osborne now. Alex Pierce, I'm really not too sold on. That team could be rough pickings over there. As far as like running backs now, it's pretty much, you're pretty much, Michael Carter. I mean, the guys that you would have took right now need a lot. And with this, they got blind bidding in the FFPC, so you have to bid for your players you pick up. And when someone does good, you're paying top dollar for it or you're not going to get it. Might go Michael Mayer here, or even Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods is probably a good dart throw to go with my other tight ends. I got maybe even Trey McBride. I mean, you do have Zach Ertz coming back at some point, but he busted up his knee pretty well.
You are up next.
Trey McBride was a pretty decently high drafted guy last year. I don't think he did much. Yeah, 26 catches, 220 yards. I mean, that's basically 9 yards a catch with a touchdown. Colt McCoy could make that stat line a little bit better, especially if Kyler's not playing. But we'll go with Jelani. It gives us 3 tight ends to play with. Like I said, I'll take Ritter super late. I mean, he's basically free. Excuse me. We had 2022 stats. I mean, you're looking, even the best projections, you got 8 or 9 kickers that are all within the same wheelhouse. Did somebody take Carlson already? They did. That dude, I think that was the team earlier that I saw where I thought his team was very well. Oh yeah, this is where he murdered the wideouts. Devontae, Amon, Amari, DK, Deontay, Michael Thomas. I mean, that's a lot. Tyler Conklin, Running backs, he kind of, he went a lot of upside. Jamal Williams, Ajire, Dylan, Cooks, Montgomery. I mean, I don't really like Montgomery, but all them other guys could definitely be something, especially for where he got them. Quarterbacks, I'm really not sold on. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is a number one in fantasy anymore. I don't think he has been in quite some time. So to grab him first, I mean, he backed him up with Derek Carr, so that was a pretty good, strong bet. But I don't think you have a number one production out of either one of those. He did snipe my kicker, though. That sucks. Up in 8 picks, something like that. We're coming down to the come down boys here again. If you came in and you're watching, you talked a little bit, I appreciate you. Shoot me a like, man, share it. It helps out a small channel like this. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to get more content. Just keep trying, man. That's all I keep doing here. Allen Robinson, I mean, he's a great story. He'll probably be good in the red zone, but I don't see him having much of an impact on fantasy. Calvin Austin, same thing. Do like Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think he could be a good potential. Jalen Hyatt, that's the guy from Tennessee. Him and Cedric Tillman, I believe, were both on the Volunteers. Tillman went to Cleveland to supposedly replace Donovan Peoples-Jones, but I think in a contract year, I'm not sold on Elijah Moore, to be totally honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Donovan Peoples, man. He could be Watson's one of his favorite targets outside of Amari Cooper. And I do expect that, Cleveland's going to have to try to air it out. Watson's got a lot to prove. He can't just sit back and and have another bad year and expect for, you know, players to want to come play in Cleveland. Like, he's going to have to put Cleveland on the map, so to speak. I hear my Rugrats still running around downstairs. That's not a good sign. Miami could have a really good defense. They picked up what's his face, Ramsey, on top of already having a pretty decent defense. I don't know. Look at New England quietly had a great year last year. 8 touchdowns. Wow. 18 interceptions, 52 sacks. That's impressive. I was not aware of that. Was not aware of that. Denver had a pretty decent year. Denver's got a good defense, man. That their defense is what even made them remotely close in the games last year.
You are up next. Now you are on the clock.
Go Miami's kicker here. They score a lot of points. Play outside. Sunny grass. I do like the domed kickers a lot more, but you know, I can't take Young Ho Koo. You know, Atlanta could potentially be a lot better, but maybe I should have went Jason Myers. But the weather out there, I don't really like Seattle weather. I don't think Seattle likes Seattle weather. Two more picks. I don't even know if I'm going to take a backup quarterback here, honestly. I mean, Ritter is there, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't think I'll ever have a week where I question whether Ritter starts over Herbert. And like I said, if Herbert goes down, I'm going to be trying to pick from the scraps on the waiver wire anyways. Yeah, so again, if you guys made it to the end, I appreciate you. I do. Shameless plug. Give me a like, share, comment, something. Reach out. If you want to see any other content, if you do like this content, man, just, you know, the more you guys like and tune in, the more I can continue to do this. If there's something else you'd like to see, I'm going to start making, ranked videos of my top 10 to 15 of each position, some of my opinions. I have some content in the backlog that I need to go through and edit, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there and have stuff out there for you guys. Yeah, it is scraping the bottom of the barrel here now, boys. I mean, I said I didn't want to take him, but at this point, man, he's worth a stash on the bench. Deuce Vaughn. Believe he's the son of one of the coaches over there in Dallas. Josh Downs, you're going to go with another rookie on rookie. Yeah, I've seen crazier things happen. Tutu. Old Tutu Atwell. Again, old man Robinson. I mean, it is just the bottom of the barrel here. Draft took a little bit longer than I thought. We're gonna round off about an hour and a half here. Started at 8:30. Again, this is the FFPC. We're the Fantasy Pros Championship. These are $350 a team. I had credits from last year because I won my league and opted to take the 5 credited teams for this year.
Now you are on the clock.
I am on the clock. We got a kicker. We got a defense. I guess we go with Deuce Vaughn and then hope hope they don't sign Zeke back. Todd Gurley's still on the list. That's hilarious. Did he get taken? He did get taken. Oh no. I wasn't paying attention. Oh God, Joshua Kelly. I don't even think he sees the field this year. I guess. I don't like this pick. Let's go Wendell. I'd rather have somebody who will actually play. Whatever. I'll take 8 wideouts over a running back I'll never ever start. Yeah, there's no point of taking a second defense with what's left. There's a bunch of not great players or team defenses out there. I mean, Miami is out there, and they did get Jalen Ramsey, so I expect their interceptions to maybe uptick quite a little bit. But they're weak in the line and secondary.
You are up next.
Maybe I'll just take Ritter and call it a day.
Now you are on the clock.
Yeah, he's basically free, like I said. Over Matt Stafford, too, which is worrisome, because I don't know if Ritter would potentially outscore Matt Stafford in the perfect scenario. Is there anybody else left that I would potentially want? Yeah, I don't see
15
anybody.
seconds left.
Chase Edmonds, yeah, I mean, again, If Rashad White ain't gonna do it, Chase Edmonds maybe he'll do it, but I just don't like picking up something that I know I'll never start. At least give me a lottery ticket with one of these guys. Lat Murray out in Buffalo. Buffalo's got like 4 running backs that they're going to refuse to use this year. So another one in the books, boys. I got 2 more credits. I drafted one in May. I drafted one tonight, 4th of July weekend. I'm going to do another in around, I don't know, first week of August, maybe middle of August. And then my last one, I believe I'm going to try and do on Labor Day weekend. They have like a big draft weekend. And I'll do it right after all the injuries happened and all the news is updated. Last pick is in. Another one in the books. Wish everybody good luck. Good luck, everyone. Gotta remain a gentleman with everybody. And that's that. Just a quick recap of this team. We took Barkley and CeeDee Lamb and Barkley first. We followed it up with Jahmyr Gibbs and Drake London. And then we rounded out the team with Justin Herbert, Kamara, Zamir White, Chase Edmonds, Quentin Johnson, Sutton, Lazard, Dobbs, KJ Osborne, Donovan Peoples, Wendell Robinson. Went high upside with tight ends because this is a premium league, tight end premium league. We took Kyle Pitts, Dalton Schultz, and Jelani Woods. Dallas's defense and Miami's kicker to complete the team. So yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Again, I know I said it a bunch of times. Appreciate you coming out, listening, comments. Before you go, just shoot me a like on there, share, and